morning, you pipe smokers. And the occasional non-pipe smoker, I guess. Shouldn't necessarily quite limit these videos to just the pipe smokers. My name's Nathan. And welcome back to my channel. Thanks for joining. I am out here on a 17-degree morning here in Ohio. Thankfully in my garage, out away from the elements. I've got my table here, my space heater underneath me, so my lower part of my body is at least warm. And I'm enjoying my pipe. If I didn't have the space heater, I doubt I would be out here enjoying my pipe. Anyway, so my pipe is my homemade olive wood poker. Love the contrasting grains from each side. It's just a fun pipe to smoke. It's got so many, this was the first one I made, so many imperfections, but it smokes well. Some may say beginner's luck. I don't believe in luck, so I would just say not skill, but just a fortuitous pipe, for sure. So, it does well, and it's a nice, gives you a nice quick smoke. So, in any case, I am enjoying it with a morning cup of coffee out of my Arc mug. Life is good. Sit here Saturday morning, also reading the Word, and it just, boy, it's a wonderful way to start the day. So, and I was sitting on looking at my tobacco shelf this morning, wondering what to smoke, and I came down to the conclusion that I'd be smoking Angmar, which is my rough and tumble Lord of the Rings blend that I've had made from the Country Squire, because I'm trying to sit there and pull my thoughts together on it and see what improvements I could make to it. And boy, it's come into a pretty good blend, as it's kind of, the flavors have kind of got together and played. And I think I may have created a monster, though. In the last video I showed you how I make my pucks and did my mystery meat combination in a puck. And so I'm going to try, since I have 4 ounces of Angmar, I took about a half a tin worth and stuck that in my little setup. And so I'm making that into a plug. And so I might do a tobacco royale between Angmar and Angmar. See what kind of changes there are after a couple of weeks of, and I think I'm going to set it in that puck for 2 weeks and let that blend together and see what kind of changes are there between loose ribbon cut and plug. So it'll be a fun experiment, and I'll be really interested to see if that kind of pulls in any more ideas for me to make changes when I order my next batch of Angmar from John David down there. So yeah, fun routine Saturdays. And that's kind of one of the purpose of this video, is that routine's really important. There's so many out there who lack routine, and I'll be totally upfront and honest. I'm somebody who lacks routine. So it's really important for me to sit there and try and gain that back as much as I can. And Saturday's kind of one of those days that I have an opportunity to do that, because life tends to steal it from you. You know, kids come home upset from school, so your routine changes there because you've got to counsel them, and calm them down, and get them to a point where they realize things are still okay. Um, you know, study with them on certain days to help them kind of overcome certain challenges that they have with school. Those are all things that break up the routine. So Saturday kind of helps me pull it back a little bit along with Sunday. And so like my normal Saturday routine, just to kind of give you a window into my world. Not that you need that. But, I wake up in the morning, and typically what I do is I will come out here with a coffee, a pipe, sit down, think about the word a bit, maybe read it a bit, and just relax, just to set myself into the day. And once I'm done with that, then I go back inside and, typically what we've done for the past almost year and a half, we've been reading bits and pieces of Lord of the Rings I've been reading Lord of the Rings to my two girls. And, we're, I think, heading into chapter 4 of Return of the King, and so that's been fun. At least it's been fun for me. Sometimes I wonder if my kids are getting anything out of it. But it's been enjoyable. It's been an enjoyable process. And, so that's part of the routine. Then after that, we, try and get a few chores done. Usually that's the girls cleaning in their rooms, and me getting some various things done. One of these days, when it warms up, it's the garage. I've done it 4 different times, and it keeps on getting messed up. And I don't know if that's indicative of me or what, but probably. We all have many faults. And what's become a routine, when Mom got sick, we would take Saturdays and go over and spend at least the afternoon over there, if not staying for dinner. And usually because Dad was taking care of Mom, it was Summer or I, my wife, making dinner. And that way, that would give them a reprieve. They didn't have to worry about what they would need to eat or whatever. And, just had a really nice time, and got an opportunity to make some really good meals for Mom. One of which was a statement saying that it was the best salmon she ever had, which, touched my heart, because my mom was a good cook. Always enjoyed that aspect of her, except when she made spinach. Oh, it's horrible stuff. Raw spinach is fine. Cooked spinach, no, forget about it. But, when Mom passed back in September, my wife and I felt it was really important to keep Saturdays for Dad. And so we've tended to actually just have Dad come over here, get him out of his house, and just enjoy some time over here. That way the girls can spend time with him, and I can cook a meal for Dad, or my wife can do the same. And that's been our routine. Sometimes find something different to cook even. So, like, I made actually a Chicago-style deep dish for the first time. And Dad said that was the best pizza he's ever had. And I'm telling you, I'm getting these monikers of best that they've ever had, and it's applying to me, and I'm wondering what the heck I'm doing, because I'm a haphazard cook. much like my mother was, uh, in many ways. But measurements. Unless you're baking, measurements is just kind of like that looks like it might be enough. Um, so but we've been having Dad over, and then after dinner, Dad and I are out here usually, and sometimes my brothers can come over as well, and we all sit here in the garage and have a bite and just enjoy our time together. And that's been the routine. And while some may sit there and think that routine gets boring after a while, the importance of routine actually gets you to settle down. And I've focused on this in quite a few videos, but it really is a good thing to just take a moment. And even if you're taking several scheduled moments over the course of a day to settle down and stay in a routine of sorts as best you can, it's a beneficial thing, because it still is an opportunity of consistency that you can sit down and be thankful for. So I sit out here this morning preparing for my routine, and our routine's a little shaken up today because we have actually a dinner that we're going to at a friend's house. But thankfully, because our friend knows my father and knew my mother, Dad's coming with us, so the routine stays. And there's scotch. So, anyway, life is good, and it really is precious, and routine's important, and it's important for the phrase being your mental health. It's just good for the soul. Routine really is. And so I pray that you have yours, that you have your routine, or at least your day or two a week set aside for routine. Because, boy, it really is important. It helps me get focused where I need to be focused, and that's usually an upward thing. So, yeah, find your routine. And if your routine can include a little bit of this, boy, isn't that a wonderful thing? This Angmar stuff is pretty good. It's quite a kick for the morning, though. Yeah. Well, I hope this is a blessing to you. Thanks for watching. Count your blessings. Be thankful. And when all that is said and done, grace and peace to you.